Okay, so this big boy right here is the SetPower PT35. So this is an electric refrigerator. They say it's a car refrigerator, but you can use it anywhere like I am right now out here at a park. You can use it camping. You can use it at home. You can use it wherever you want to. But yes, this does run off of electricity. And so I really like the dual zone capabilities of this, and each zone can be individually controlled. So they can go from between 0 degrees, so that's gonna be great for your freezer food, all the way up to 50 degrees. But I like to keep the refrigerated portion at around like 33 degrees or so. To set the temperatures and stuff, you have a little control panel that's on the front on the bottom right. And so you have some buttons you can choose. You can go between eco mode and also maximum mode. And I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second. But then also you can control the individual temperature ranges of the individual sections on the front as well. Now, one negative about this control panel is just where it's located. And that's because if you do have this sitting on the ground, it's pretty impossible to be able to see what the settings are on the front and actually be able to access them and change them and be able to see what you're doing. So you have to get down on your hands and knees, which is inconvenient. But if you do have it sitting on a table like this, it's not as bad. The one solution I would like to see in future versions of this is some type of app that goes along with it. So you can have it on your phone and you can connect to it via Bluetooth and be able to see and change the different settings of this. And also you can have this set up in your tent somewhere, but you don't have to get up or move around in the night to be able to see if it's still on, and it's also keeping things at the temperature that you want. Now, the total capacity of this PT35 is going to be 35 liters, and that's with the smaller zone having 9 liters of capacity and the bigger zone having 26 liters. And so right now I'm using the bigger side as a fridge. I have it set around 30 degrees and I have around 18 bottles of water, some soda inside of here, and I still have some space to spare. And then the smaller size I'm using as a freezer. I have it around 0 degrees and I have some ice cream and some stuff inside of there, and I still have a little bit of space as well. So it's just good having that flexibility to use both of these sizes as a fridge or just having one of both. And depending on my camping needs, which is where I mostly use this, I might be bringing a little bit of frozen food with me, so I'll use that smaller side for that. Or sometimes I might be bringing a lot of frozen food with me, so I'll use the bigger side to hold that frozen food. I'll put some drinks and stuff in the smaller side, and then as I actually go through my frozen food, I'll swap the size over and I'll use the bigger side as my fridge. And so it really depends on, how many people are coming with me, how many people I'm trying to take care of, and what we plan on cooking. Now, one thing I also like to do is to use both sides as a fridge, and I use the bigger side for drinks and then the other side for my hot dogs and condiments and other things like that, because sometimes those things can rip open or spill and you don't want to contaminate your drinks and stuff like that by having everything in the same compartment. So I have them separated that way, and that's another good convenient thing about having a dual zone thing like this. And something else to mention just about the capacity is that compared to a traditional ice cooler, you have to remember half of that capacity is going to be taken up with the ice itself. This, you can take advantage of the full listed capacity. So again, the capacity of this is massive, but they also do sell bigger sizes of this cooler. So some of the configurations are a little bit different as far as the handles and stuff like that, but you can get more capacity if you just really need this. But I think this will be plenty for a family of 4 with no problem, even maybe up to a family of 6 for going for a 2 or 3 day camping trip. So let's talk about the performance of this. So on the inside of it, you do have a thick layer of foam, and then you have some aluminum on the outside of it. And it's just a very sturdy design. It's very easy to clean. I've been not gentle with this thing, but it doesn't show a lot of scratches and things like that. So look wise, it does hold up really well. And I've let this thing kind of die off and not have any power overnight. And then when I open up the lid, it was still cool on the inside. And that's for the freezer part and also the fridge part. So that installation really does work very well. Now, another great thing about this is that you have multiple ways to get power to this refrigerator. So it does come with a cord that allows you just to plug this into a regular wall outlet or an AC outlet. So you can plug this in at home, or you can plug it into a portable power station that does have some AC ports on it. Or you can also plug it into a car port or a cigarette lighter port. So you can have this thing being able to be ran off of your car if you're traveling to your destination. But the way I'm actually powering this fridge right now is with this bad boy right here. And let me go ahead and fully unplug it. So this is a battery pack that SetPower does sell. It does come in at 216 watt hours, and it does have up to 100 watts of output. And so the great thing about this is that it magnetically attaches to the back of the fridge, and then you can run the cord from it to the port on the fridge to be able to power it that way. So it's pretty nice. And you are going to be using the car or the cigarette port on this battery pack to be able to use that cable to run it to the fridge. But this also does have a 5-volt USB Type A port and also a 5-volt USB Type C USB-C port as well. And this thing does support fast charging as well. So if you do forget to charge it, plug it into like your wall outlet and you'll be able to get it charged up from 0 to 100% in around 3 hours. And so yeah, you can use this as a portable battery bank for your cell phones and other devices. So you can charge up to 3 devices at the same time with this. So yeah, super convenient to have this. Now for me, this battery pack was able to keep this PT35 going for 10 to 12 hours on average. Sometimes it performed a little bit better, and depending on how hot it was outside, sometimes it performed a little bit less. But this is with me using this in eco mode to get the maximum performance. If you put it in max mode, obviously it's just going to draw more power and drain the battery faster. And that's with using both sides as a fridge. So honestly, for me, I use this as like a backup solution because I do have a lot of portable battery stations that I primarily use to run this, because I can literally set it up with one of my portable battery stations, and for 2 days, maybe even 3 days, I don't have to really worry about it. But I can see this being really convenient for using this for like parties at your house in the backyard or something, or if you're just taking it to the park for a picnic for a few hours, or if you have this thing sitting in the bed of your truck and you don't have easy access to power, you can have this thing on the back and plugged in and have this thing be ready to go when you get to your destination. Now, one thing I forgot to mention as far as like the overall energy performance, this does have 2 different modes. You have a max mode, which will be drawing 52 watts per hour. And then you do have an eco mode that will be drawing 35 watts of power. And so most of the time I recommend running this in eco mode. It does a great job in that mode. But when I do put it in max mode, is usually when I'm getting ready to leave. So I plug this into the wall, I go ahead and get it down to the temperature that I want. So that means I can get it down from 70 degrees to 32 degrees in just 15 minutes, or it'll take about 45 minutes to get from 70 degrees down to 0 degrees. But once I reach those temperatures, I go ahead and put it in eco mode for the rest of the time, and then it works just fine. All right, so let's talk about some of the other little things here. So you do have some very convenient handles on the side here, and these do fold flat when you aren't using them. And you will need them because this thing by itself does weigh around 35 pounds or so. And then when you have it fully loaded, it does have some weight to it. So I would like to see some wheels on this thing to be able to allow you just to drag it to your location. Oh, and this also does come with a 3-year warranty, which is really good. You typically see like a 1-year warranty, especially for something like the compressor, but you get 3 years with this SetPower PT35. And okay, so what about the price? So the price is constantly changing. So I'm gonna put a link down below in the description of this video that will give you the latest up-to-date price. But right now, I think the normal price is between like $330 and $350. But at the time of this video, it is on sale for $269. But you can also get a 16% off discount by using my coupon code Soldier Knows Best. And all that information will be linked down below in the description. I don't know how long this thing is gonna last, but at the time of this video, that's what I got for you. Yeah, overall opinion of this PT35 is that it is a really good electric cooler. It's my first actually one of this size and capacity. I've used some other smaller backpack electric coolers, but yeah, this thing has a really good powerful compressor in there. It doesn't get too loud at all. Also, some things I forgot to mention is that the handles feel really good on the front to be able to open and close them. And then also you do have some integrated LED lighting on the inside to make it easier to see what's on the inside at night. So yeah, I highly recommend this thing. So let me know your thoughts about this SetPower PT35 down in the comments below. But like always, I do want to thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you later. Peace.